Hello, it is me again, and today we are going to talk about social media, mental health, digital literacy, all the usual stuff, but also fun shit, celebrities. It used to be pretty easy to define a celebrity, you know? They're on TV, they're in movies, you read about their favorite food in magazines, all that kind of good stuff. Celebrities have fame, power, money, they're celebrated, right? Celebrity. Ooh. We talked about how, like, news is gatekept, it's manufactured, things like that, but celebrity is the same, right? It's manufactured. And it's also gatekept. Social media has democratized celebrity because now everyone can be a celebrity. Before, to be a celebrity, you had to have a certain amount of backing, you know, you had to have an agency behind you, or you need to have money, you need to have capital, things like that. But now, with just a phone and an internet connection, you know, who knows, with a certain amount of luck, you could be like the next big thing. Sure enough, within my own circle, I have friends who are actual, you know, conventional definition of celebrities, but then I have friends who are less conventional definition of celebrities, you know? They have an amazing amount of number of followers on TikTok, or they're very well known within the art community online, things like that. The democratization of celebrity has been pretty great, and it's also the reason that you, your 5-year-old niece, and, you know, every other person that you know thinks that they're the next big thing and kind of acts like it as well. While it's cool that social media has democratized that landscape, it's also kind of deluded people into thinking that there's this kind of surefire formula to success. We discussed in one of my master's classes that at the end of the day, virality is down to luck, you know? You could be like the next big thing, but you might kind of put your all into it. You might be the best at something and nobody will still notice because you're just like not lucky enough, or you just didn't kind of pop in at the perfect time and the perfect platform and stuff. There are of course all of these like how-to guides, you know, of how to be successful online, things like that. And because of that, people have developed a very particular way of using social media. Of course, it's human to desire validation. I mean, we're social creatures after all. I love validation. Like, holy shit, give me all the validation. Let's just say that social media has become a vehicle for kind of self-branding, or for people viewing it as a launching platform. Whereas social media kind of used to just be a place where you could, you know, literally say anything. Now, there's so much kind of thinking that a lot of people, everyday people that you and me know, they like go behind their posts, they all need to kind of commit to this certain aesthetic, or if it doesn't get enough likes, maybe I should delete it. So they suddenly see social media as kind of so representative of the best that they have to offer, and hopefully kind of like a gateway into bigger things for them, whether it's like an actual job, or it's a small slice of internet fame, or even if it's just fame within their own circle, meaning they just happen to get more likes than their brothers, their sisters, their best friends, whatever. People are also kind of obsessed with fascinating nowadays. That's another way celebrity is broken down, right? You want to be fascinating to your circle. So again, if your audience isn't 10,000 people or even 1,000 people, even if it's not just 100 people, even if it's just 10 people, you want to be fascinating to those 10 people. So yeah, you really go out of your way to kind of color your life within these prescribed lines that people know to be viral or fascinating, and that's, yeah, how we slowly kind of become obsessed with this idea of self-branding. People take pictures of their outfits every day. It's why people jump on the latest TikTok dances. It's because it feels fun, yeah. Like, I love taking pictures of food because I say it helps me preserve memories, because I remember the people I ate it with, I remember the process of cooking it. That's true. But it's also because we want to impress people. We also want to be like, look at this thing I cooked, and everyone will go like, oh, and I'll go like, thank you. It's the feeling of being admired in your own circle. It's a very addicting feeling. And yeah, I don't think we can get rid of that, really. But then some people kind of ingrain that into their daily lives, into their daily use of social media. It influences them in so many ways, not just the way that they post, but the way that they feel, and even the way that they treat others. Remember, again, social media is a two-way platform. It was kind of originally conceived to be a place that we could all kind of like relate to each other. But then because of this kind of mindset, you begin to see other people as audiences instead of friends, instead of people that you kind of interact with, suddenly everything's a competition. Suddenly you are always kind of like comparing likes or things like that, or making sure that you have more followers than other people, or you have a ratio between following and followers. Suddenly you pay attention to all of these things. Your friends as audience suddenly plays into that. You're not there for what they have to say or for what they have to share. You suddenly become more there so that they can give you validation, so that they can be there to see what you share. Definitely, I've been guilty about this in the past. Like, I didn't realize it at the time that, like, I would feel bad that how come nobody's paying attention to me? And then I realized, like, I'm not paying attention to other people either. So that people become obsessed with trends, people become obsessed with likes and comments, they become obsessed with looking popular. Being actually popular is not necessarily as important as looking it, and in the process they miss out on all of these kind of like the genuine interactions that social media has to offer, the genuine gifts of it, of which there are many, let's admit, despite everything else. The best of which is the ability to interact with people who we otherwise would lose contact with for a variety of reasons, and we lose that if we relegate them into just kind of like another faceless like that will hopefully propel us to success. The worst thing, of course, is that corporations, they love that. They encourage that delusion. They want you to want to be a celebrity, and they want you to think that you're the celebrity in your friend circle. They want you to make as many friends as possible. They want you to be on top of trends. If they're not selling things to you because like you feel like there's a correct way to use social media, there's a correct way to look, and therefore you need to buy, then they're selling things through you. If you become successful, then they'll start selling things through you. You start becoming even more like the product and the pusher. I've talked a lot. Obviously very passionate about this topic. Everybody wants to be internet famous to a certain degree, whether it's to their small circle or it's really just like actually famous celebrity level Vogue magazine famous. People want that, and yeah, okay, that's fine. It's fine to want validation, and it's fine to want to be successful enough that you never have to work again to eat. I would love that too. Don't use it in such a way that kind of denigrates your relationship with other people, and don't use it in a way that will denigrate your view of yourself, in the sense of suddenly social media becomes a place of business and of branding instead of just a place to explore and have fun. So the advice is basically be conscious of your authenticity online. Don't treat your family or your friends like fans. You know, they're family and friends. If you only see it kind of like as a place for your fans, you might be jeopardizing your mental health because you become jealous or resentful of other people's successes because suddenly every single thing that they have, you don't have. Even if it's just likes on Facebook or something to post about, you desire that, and it kind of cripples you into this big envious ball that just never unballs. Are you actually enjoying experiences, or are you kind of experiencing things to post about it online? Do your friends feel like they're authentically getting the real you in real life and online, or do they feel like they're talking to the person that you're aspiring to be? And you know, if you're not that person, if you're seeing those persons, and I see them as well, and I think in my own time I've been that, then you have to feel free to block these people online. They're still your friends. But you're not obligated to like all of your friends' stuff. You're not obligated to kind of like push them up so that their online career is successful. You can be happy for their success and at the same time find the content that they produce or the self that they produce as annoying. You should feel free to curate your feed to see the people that you want to see the way that you want to see them. So yeah, feel free to put your friends on mute and stuff and have them, if they personally message you to support them, then fine, you can go out of your way, but feel free to maybe kind of like undip your toes from whatever pool it is that they're filling up. And especially because when a lot of your feed is just people putting their best foot forward and putting their self brands forward, you begin to feel a little inadequate as well, because it begins to feel like, how come everyone's doing all this amazing stuff even though it's manufactured? How come I'm not doing it? It's not great for your mental health. I've also been on that end, and I'm constantly on that end. So yeah, feel free to curate your feed. It doesn't make you any less of a friend, and if they say it makes you less of a friend, then they're too far up their own ass and they need to relax. But yeah, at the end of the day, fame is a valid aspiration, but always be your authentic self. And remember, the online realm is fun. If you're not having fun, if the wheels are turning all the time, take a step back. That'll be a running theme throughout this video series. And hopefully you'll be around to see that running theme. Hopefully if these videos pop up on your feed again, you will watch. And if you don't, then you don't. I just want to help, and hopefully this has helped. Thanks for listening. And thanks for subscribing if you do, and see you next time.